Hello, Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays. I wanted to come to you and make a quick video about how to cope, how to deal when difficult emotions or painful memories resurface. Now, I know this is not your typical Christmas night discussion, but in light of all the changes that are going around in the world, that are going on cosmically for us right now, I think this is a very timely thing that needs to be addressed. Now, I don't know if you're into astrology, but tonight we have the Capricorn new moon partial solar eclipse. And in a nutshell, this is going to be quite a big transition. We're going to, some of us have some things that are resurfacing. And the reason why difficult or painful emotions resurface is because we are in a position right now, whatever moment this is happening for you, to be able to do some healing around that. That's why it's coming up. So, a lot of times I feel like there can be some shame around things that come up that are difficult, right? We don't want to be negative. We don't want to wallow in our own pity. We don't want to identify with feeling like a victim. And so it can be easy to stuff things down to try to be overly positive or just write it out for a few days because it'll go away. And that may make you feel all right in the temporary moment, but it doesn't work long term. And within a few months, maybe, or a few weeks, that same difficult emotion or memory is going to pop right back up, whether it be in a dream or just coming to you in a flash, or if someone does or says something that triggers you, and then boom, it reminds you of that same trauma or that same difficult thing you went back through, and you're wondering, okay, why is this coming up for me? I thought I dealt with this. So tonight I want to address that with you and share with you some steps that have worked for me when dealing with something that was difficult in the past, and that bubbles up, that resurfaces out of nowhere, right? So the first step is to check in. If you are feeling some energy that you just don't like, and you're thinking about something that is, you know, that you thought was long gone, maybe a breakup or maybe a loss or some type of crisis or trauma, then just check in and do a body scan. How is my body feeling right now? Am I experiencing any tension anywhere? Am I slouched over? Is my posture kind of off? Am I, really tensed up? Is my heart, beating a lot faster than what it would beat? Am I breathing normally, or am I breathing a bit more shallow, right? We tend to not breathe as well when we're going through something difficult. And sometimes you may not even be consciously aware of what's going on in your mind. Your body knows well before your mind knows. So just paying attention to your body, checking in. You also want to think about, check in with your thoughts. Have I been thinking like kind of extra negative today? Like, have I been a little bit edgy and snappy with people? Have I been shrinking down? Did I go into work and just kind of feel like I didn't even want to be seen? Not being able to stand up to authority, or feeling weird about making eye contact, or just, lacking that confidence that I usually have. So do a check in and just see what's going on. Step two, after you do a check in, is to retreat and feel, right? Take some time, if you can, in the moment. And if you can't get away at the moment, make sure that at least that same day, I don't care if you take a few minutes to go to the restroom or to go outside, somewhere where you can just be uninterrupted for some time, because you need to give yourself an opportunity to process what's coming up for you. So in this retreat time, you might choose to walk, dance, run, do yoga. That would be excellent if you could do yoga or get a massage or something like that. If you don't have time for that, another thing that can be really helpful is to listen to music. Music can help you to get in touch with your emotions. This is actually really important because sometimes when we have been used to being just strong, power through, don't think about that, focus on the goal, sometimes maybe we don't have the resources to deal with whatever that trauma or that issue is, right? And so we just power through it and we keep chugging on. But when you do that, sometimes you can suppress your ability to understand your own emotions so much that when it does come up, you can't even cry. You want to cry about it, but you just can't access the emotion. Music can help you access those deeper emotions in the way almost that the body can, right? So listen to a song that makes you angry if there's something that pissed you off back in the day and there's residual anger, get angry. If there's a song about someone cheating on somebody or breaking up, if that's what you went through, listen to it so that you can get in touch with that emotion. Allow yourself to cry, to curse if you need to be in that emotion, to fully be present to it, because this is a cathartic process. As I said earlier, when you are recalling something that you've been through and it's bothering you, it's because that emotion is trying to come out, is trying to be released, and the only way it can come out is by you emoting, expressing that emotion, not intellectualizing or talking about it, but actually expressing the raw emotion. That's the way to release it, right? And so the next step, so we talked about checking in, we talked about retreat and feel. The third step is to validate. You want to validate that emotion, acknowledge that there's value there, okay? Even if, I don't care who told you that you're being too sensitive or that this issue is petty or it's in the past, why are you still worried about that? Anything that you've heard or may have thought, any judgments that may have been passed around this event, it's so important for you to overlook that and validate that emotion, validate that experience, because this way you can actually look at it from a more objective standpoint and see, what did I learn from this? How has this made me more resourceful? How has this made me more empathetic? How has this tuned me into my own needs? A lot of times, we learn so much about how to meet our own emotional needs by expecting other people to meet them and being failed, right? Other people fail to meet those needs, and then we go through this crisis and we learn, well, shoot, it's up to me to meet my emotional needs. So that can be something. So when you validate your experience, you're able to glean those lessons, the wisdom, the insight. When you are able to own your power, it's because you know what it's like to feel powerless, and you never want to feel that again. So look back and validate the journey that you've taken from the time of that thing you went through to now. Even if you're not fully over it or fully past it, that's fine. You still have gained so much. So give yourself credit for that, and give that experience credit for being a teacher to you. Okay. And the fourth and final step in this process is release. Now, release is something that is not a one-time deal. You may have this experience come up, you go through all four of these steps, and then a few months down the road, it comes up again. You go through the steps again. It's just going to be less and less intense over time, because if you've been through trauma, that's not something that is released overnight. It's going to take you some time, but as long as you're doing the work, I guarantee you that you are moving forward, and that it does get better, and that your path does get lighter as you move forward. So the releasing process, and this is really key. Once you have validated that emotion, you see the value in that experience or that trauma that you went through. You see how it's taught you something. When you become grateful for that, because you realize that that has molded and shaped you into the dynamic, amazing, empowered, resilient person who you are today, when you become grateful for that, then you no longer have an emotional attachment to what happened to you. You're no longer on the receiving end of something that has attacked you or come at you. You realize that that experience was on your way and it's no longer in your way. So that is how you release. You release through gratitude for being grateful for who you are, how it's shaped you into the person you are today. So I hope that this has helped you. If you know anybody that's going through a tough time right now, be sure to share this video. I send this out with so much love and so much compassion. Remember, just love yourself, have compassion on yourself, be patient, and take things one day at a time, one moment at a time. So be sure to connect with me at the Sacred Beauty Sisterhood. This is my free Facebook group that's at rohiniwellness.com/group. We have some amazing content planned, My video's about to cut off, so I will see you guys soon. Peace.